Hello there, you're now with me, Handy Gui for TVS Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. Qatar's integrity questioned by Zionist regime leader Benjamin Netanyahu. The Sarawak government is actively pursuing unresolved matters in the Malaysia Agreement 1963. And the Iban Language Institute proposed in a bid to enhance and maintain the authenticity of the language. From the onset of the one-sided Israel-Gaza conflict, Egypt and Qatar have served as neutral mediators. Notably, in November 2023, a brief peace agreement materialized, leading to the release of 105 hostages. However, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was caught on tape telling the hostages' families that he essentially does not trust Qatar's mediation by calling it problematic, as well as blaming them for allegedly funding Hamas. Qatar was appalled at the remarks made by Netanyahu, to which they responded by saying that if validated, such statements are irresponsible and destructive to the efforts to save innocent lives. Soon after that, Israel's far-right finance minister Bezalel Smotrich accused the Gulf state of responsibility for the October 7th Hamas attack, labeling it a supporter and financier of terrorism. The Gaza genocide raises concerns of much broader escalation, with increased violence among Iran-backed Hamas allies in the Middle East. The Iran-backed Houthis vowed to continue targeting ships in the Red Sea despite repeated US and British strikes against them, unwavering in their stance of supporting the Palestinian people. In another development, another 50 people have lost their lives in Khan Yunis as Hamas reported that numerous militants died in close-quarters combat within the city, with additional strikes targeting militants in both central and northern Gaza, as Israel has now stepped up on its offensive assault on the Gazan city. The Sarawak government is actively pursuing unresolved matters in the Malaysia Agreement 1963, MA63 from the federal government. Deputy Minister in the Sarawak Premier's Department for Law, MA63 and State-Federal Relations, Dato' Sharifah Hasidah Said Aman Ghazali said this includes the right to health autonomy.
Apa yang diumumkan yang kita baca lama ni memang itulah yang terkini. Dan of course terkini beberapa minggu yang lepas pun kita ada mesyuarat dengan Menteri Kesihatan baru untuk berbincang mengenai otonomi kesihatan. Segala perbincangan berjalan dengan lancar. Jadi apa yang belum kita dapat balik kita akan terus perjuangkan, kita akan terus bawa ke mesyuarat-mesyuarat terutamanya technical committee kita dan akan terus bawa bincangkan. Memang ada perkara yang lambat sikit. Ada yang kita dah dapat balik banyak seperti yang kita telah baca dan telah diumumkan oleh Yang Maklumat Premier kita. Jadi sebenarnya dalam MA63 banyak juga yang telah kita capai.
She said this when met by TVS earlier on Thursday. For the record, health autonomy is one of the three matters Sarawak is demanding under MA63, along with education and rights over the Bintulu port. Previously, Malaysia's Deputy Health Minister Dato' Luka Nisman Awangsauni said the demands made through autonomy include establishing and enhancing comprehensive clinics across the state. He clarified that the focus of the demands is related to the urgent need for healthcare clinics, especially in urban and suburban areas. The Sarawak government aims to establish an Iban Language Institute in a bid to enhance and maintain the authenticity of the language. However, Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Douglas Ugah Mbas said before that can happen, in-depth research has to be done to gauge the development of the language.
Ada cadangan untuk menibuhkan satu institut kita sedang mengkaji apakah bentuknya, bagaimana supaya ianya ditubuh dengan teratur dan terancang. I think a lot of issues we have to resolve, especially in the development of the Iban language, dari segi buku-buku, dari segi pendidikan dan sebagainya, guru-guru dan sebagainya.
He was speaking after the launch of the English Iban Bilingual Dictionary at the Teachers Education Institute IPG Batu Lintang campus earlier today. Elaborating further, Ugas said the publication of the dictionary was a culmination of efforts by lecturers of the Iban Language Studies Department, IPG Rajang campus, with Dr. Lambat Lindong, the project coordinator.
The shortage of Iban language lecturers at the Sultan Idris Education University UPSI will be brought up to the Ministry of Higher Education. And according to the Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Douglas Ugahambas, his ministry will engage in discussions and send a letter to the minister in charge regarding the issue. Meanwhile, he also proposes relocating the relevant academic unit to Sarawak.
Saya juga diberitahu bahwa kita terdapat seorang pegawai di mengurus bahasa Iban di Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Sarawak. Jadi saya akan bincang dengan pengarah dan mungkin menulis surat kepada Menteri bahwa kita mohon bilangan ini ditambah bagi melicinkan lagi pengurusan berkaitan bahasa Iban. Isu kekurangan pensyarah bahasa Iban di Universiti Pendidikan Sultan Idris sangat kritikal. Ramai guru bahasa Iban yang layak memohon menjadi pensyarah, tetapi kerana lokasi yang jauh dan kekangan keluarga menyebabkan mereka terpaksa membatalkan niat untuk berkhidmat di sana. Maka saya akan menulis surat kepada Menteri bahawa mencadangkan supaya pusat pengajian bahasa Iban dipindahkan ke Sarawak bagi mengatasi masalah kekurangan pensyarah.
Meanwhile, he also disclosed the constraints faced by the ministry in finding proficient and expert Iban language lecturers for UPSI. As such, he suggests transferring the Iban Language Studies Unit under the Language and Communication Faculty at UPSI to University Malaysia Sarawak, UNIMAS.
Saya diberitahu bahawa susah nak cari lecturer yang mahir because it's quite far. So I will discuss whether we can bring it to local university, especially UNIMAS. I will discuss with UNIMAS on this matter and to pursue so that we can have, maybe we can have a course here to enable Sarawakian to have a course dekat kaki tangga sendiri.
For the record, based on Iban language data for the academic session 2022 to 2023, there are a total of 2,836 Iban language teachers in primary schools, but only 385 elected for it. For secondary schools, there are a total of 282 Iban language teachers, and of that number, only 63 elected.
The publishing of the English Iban Bilingual Dictionary is deemed capable of driving development and standardizing the use of the Iban language in line with current needs. Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Douglas Ugahambas said the efforts carried out by the Teacher Education Institute Rajang campus in collaboration with the Educational Development of Iban Language ADIL and the Batu Lintang Teacher Education Institute are highly commendable and should be pursued further.
Itulah tujuannya, kerana yang mengeluar tu pun ada status mereka bersama-sama dengan Association of Iban Language dengan training teachers, so they come up with a standard language. Standard yang penting, kerana bahasa Iban ni banyak berbeza-beza. But now we can have a standard one. Also to keep it updated with the current development in technology, because a lot of the perkataan, say for example, carbon trading.
He added that the bilingual dictionary, containing 698 pages, offers a variety of word choices to be adapted to both writing and usage in daily conversation.
The Sarawak government was conferred the prestigious Asian Oceanian Computing Industry Organisation ASOCIO 2023 Digital Government Award through the Sarawak Digital Economy Corporation (ASDEC) at the ASOCIO Tech Excellence Awards, which took place in conjunction with the 2023 Digital Summit in Seoul, South Korea on November 14, 2023. The award was handed over to Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg by Utility and Telecommunications Minister Datuk Sri Julaihi Narawi. Julaihi further added that the awards seek to recognise ASDEC's role in the development of digital infrastructures and technologies such as telecommunication infra, innovation hubs for startups development, Centre of Excellence and translational research grants, among others, ultimately supporting the Sarawak government in realising and driving the Sarawak Digital Economy Blueprint 2030.
Dan trofi dan sijil kepada Sarawak Government ini amat penting sekali kerana ianya pertama, ianya memberi isyarat bahawa apa yang dilakukan oleh Kerajaan Sarawak pada masa kini, terutama sekali dari segi transformasi digital, termasuk juga digital ekonomi, telah mendapat pengiktirafan daripada pihak dunia, terutama sekali daripada ASIO di Seoul baru ini, dan ini merupakan satu perkembangan yang positif tentang apa yang dilakukan oleh Kerajaan Sarawak sudah nampak dan mendapat pengiktirafan daripada pihak badan-badan yang berkaitan.
He said this after a courtesy visit at Wisma Bapa, Malaysia earlier today. ASOCIO, which was founded in 1984, is a trade organisation that represents over 10,000 ICT companies from 24 Asian Pacific member countries. The free higher education policy in 2026 is set to help fulfill the workforce requirements in sectors that would provide high income returns to Sarawak. The political secretary to the Premier of Sarawak, Fazruddin Abdul Rahman, said it also guarantees the future of local Sarawakians.
Jadi untuk memastikan pengisian kerja itu terus berjalan dengan lancar, maka sebab itulah Yang Amat Berhormat Premier telah mengumumkan bahawa hasrat beliau untuk melihat pada tahun 2026 free education kepada anak-anak kita yang belajar dalam kursus-kursus yang mampu memberi peluang pekerjaan yang dapat menjana pendapatan yang tinggi untuk anak-anak kita. Maka jika mereka membuat keputusan untuk masuk ataupun menceburi kursus-kursus yang mampu dapat menawarkan pekerjaan yang baik dalam bidang sains, teknologi, dalam bidang STEM, maka kerajaan akan memberi free education kepada mereka. Kita harus fokus kepada sektor-sektor yang dapat memberi pulangan kepada Sarawak, memberi pulangan kepada anak-anak kita.
He was speaking at the Appreciation Day for Kemas kindergarten children in Petrajaya earlier today. Meanwhile, Fazruddin, who is also Tupong Assemblyman, urged parents to support the Sarawak government's aspirations. Fazruddin said the Sarawak government will continue to attract foreign investors in high technology fields such as hydrogen and methanol to ensure that Sarawak moves in tandem with global developments. The Sarawak government, in collaboration with the Economic Planning Unit EPU and the Ministry of Transport Sarawak, will access necessary measures to alleviate traffic congestion at the Immigration, Customs, Quarantine and Security ICQS complex in Sungai Tujuh. The Minister of Transport in Sarawak, Datuk Sri Lee Kim Shin, stated that the fishbone-shaped design of the immigration counters needs to be changed due to congestion issues stemming from the current layout.
Ada cadang kepada supaya immigration kajilah, iaitu kena, I think you have to change the design. So to ensure there is a smooth flow of traffic, sini orang masuk terus boleh keluar. Ini sekarang dia punya fishbone itu Kalau orang depan itu tidak clear, belakang sudah clear, dia kena blok. Sana pun dia keluar pun tak dapat. Ataupun ke custom, immigration, apabila dia clear immigration, 2, 3, 4 buah keluar, pergi ke custom jadi satu lane. Itu juga satu bottleneck.
He spoke to reporters during a press conference at the ICQS Sungai Tujuh on Thursday. Kim Shin, who is also Senadin Assemblyman, revealed that a special committee would be established to review necessary steps to address the issue, apart from approving the new design from the Ministry of Home Affairs. As an interim measure, counter lanes will be widened and dedicated lanes for Malaysian vehicles will be provided.
Coming up right after the break, Tabung Haji refutes Hajj quota distribution to registered pilgrimage operators' claims and empowering rural residents through legal literacy awareness. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned.
Adventure.
Thank you for staying with us. The Lembaga Tabung Haji has refuted allegations that it distributed certain quotas to private parties or registered Hajj pilgrimage operators (PJH). Adding to that, Tabung Haji, through a statement, said the Hajj quota of 31,600 allocated by the Saudi Arabian government is in accordance with the open Hajj registration system based on a first-come, first-served basis implemented since 1995.
Tabung Haji also said that the claims that the agency only handles 11,000 pilgrims this year are not true, as the majority of pilgrims, or around 70 to 80%, will be performing Hajj through Muassasah. It added that the PJH companies made payments to Tabung Haji for each of their congregations for services and facilities in the Holy Land, including the mandatory payments imposed by Saudi Arabia. Tabung Haji also advises the public to not easily fall for fake news circulating on social media, and prospective pilgrims are advised to refer to Tabung Haji's official social media to obtain authentic, accurate and up-to-date information.
In a shocking turn of events, the High Court today freed Ascom's former Chief of Intelligence Staff, Sek Dato' Madzaki Muhammad Zain, and 7 others of murder and conspiracy charges in a murder trial involving e-hailing driver Norman Bakaratu, after his ex-wife confessed to killing him.
Deputy Public Prosecutor Khairul Azri Mamat informed the court that they were dropping the case in accordance with Section 254 of the Criminal Procedure Code following their key witness Nurimah Juli's testimony that she killed Nurman. Nurimah Juli confessed to killing her ex-husband in the white Myvi car they were traveling in when it stopped at a palm oil plantation on January 13, 2023, during her testimony. The accused were 59-year-old Madzaki, 6 police personnel, 45-year-old Rosdi Rastam, 45-year-old Dennis Anit, 44-year-old Fabian Rungam, 47-year-old Khairul Azman Bakar, 40-year-old Muhammad Azlan Sakaran, 44-year-old John Kennedy Sanga, and a civilian, 34-year-old Vivian Fabian. Following the testimony of the 23rd prosecution witness, Rosdi's lawyer, Dato' Ansari Abdullah, applied for his client to be released and acquitted from the charges.
There is a growing concern within the government that rural residents are susceptible to fraud due to a lack of any legal knowledge. As such, the Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Law and Institutional Reform, Dr. Sri Azalina Othman, said they should learn as well as be made aware of any legal literacy and knowledge so it allows them to understand their legal rights better and thus not easily fall prey to such crimes.
She told this to reporters after launching the Justice on Wheels van, an initiative by the Legal Aid Department at Dewan Gawir, Kampung Matsiang, here on Thursday. Minister of Entrepreneur Development and Cooperatives, Dr. Iwan Benedict, who serves as both a Member of Parliament for Penampang and Kedamaian Assemblyman, was also in attendance. Azalina mentioned that the Legal Aid Department established the Justice on Wheels van service to offer legal assistance in family, civil and criminal cases to rural residents, among other purposes. She also expressed her commitment to exploring solutions for residents in areas inaccessible to Justice on Wheels van and lacking telecommunication services. In the previous year, the federal government sanctioned an allocation of 1 million ringgit to the Legal Aid Department for acquiring 3 vans that would transform into mobile legal clinics equipped with legal services to serve the convenience of the people in Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah, and Sarawak.
The Cryptocurrency Analysis Laboratory, which began operations in 2021, made remarkable strides after having succeeded in resolving major cases, including cryptocurrency fraud that incurred losses of millions of ringgit. Bukit Aman Commercial Crime Investigation Department JSJK Director Dr. Sri Ramli Muhammad Yusuf said the laboratory, developed by JSJK Cryptocurrency Crime Investigation Unit, is equipped with advanced technology and operated by experienced and highly skilled JSJK officers and members.
He said the laboratory, capable of providing superior and quality investigation analysis services using the latest equipment, is also responsible for analyzing transactions, tracking, and identifying users. Ramli said the transaction was analyzed to find the weak points of every cryptocurrency transaction carried out by criminals. Ramli said the department had received a total of 179 applications from investigating officers to analyze cryptocurrency from 2018 until December 31st last year.
Ukraine expects to start construction work on 4 new nuclear power reactors this summer or autumn as the country seeks to compensate for lost energy capacity due to the war with Russia. Its energy minister said 2 of the units, which include reactors and related equipment, will be based on Russian-made equipment that Ukraine wants to import from Bulgaria, while the other 2 will use Western technology from power equipment maker Westinghouse.
Galushchenko added that all 4 reactors will be built at the Khmelnytsky nuclear power plant in the west of Ukraine. The timeline is more aggressive than previously outlined by Kiev, which has spoken of starting work in sometime in 2024 and without specifying that all 4 reactors could be developed simultaneously. Construction of the 3rd and 4th reactors at Khmelnytsky began in the 1980s but was frozen. Since gaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1991, Ukraine has built 3 new nuclear reactors, 1 each at Zaporizhia, Khmelnytsky, and Rivne nuclear power plants. Today, 3 new nuclear power plants in Ukraine-controlled territory produce more than 55% of the country's electricity needs, but Kiev wants to expand the sector to help compensate for the loss of Zaporizhia, Europe's largest nuclear plant. Russia gained control of the facility after launching a full-scale invasion of Ukraine in early 2022, and its 6 nuclear reactors are now idle.
The death toll from a landslide that struck in China's rugged southwest rose to 43 on Thursday, leaving just 1 victim still missing under the debris. The landslide, which occurred in Yunnan Province's Zhanjiang County before dawn on Monday, buried 18 homes and sparked the evacuation of more than 200 people.
Chinese state broadcaster CCTV reported earlier today that 9 more bodies were uncovered at the scene, raising the death toll from 34 on Wednesday. Chinese President Xi Jinping on Monday ordered all-out rescue efforts. Following the disaster, 200 rescue workers braved frigid temperatures and a layer of snow in a race against the clock to find buried villagers. Images shared by the state media showed responders in helmets, face masks, and bright orange clothing, digging through twisted metal and concrete through the night in a bid to locate survivors. Dozens of fire trucks and large digging equipment could also be seen. Landslides are common in Yunnan, a far-flung and largely impoverished region of China, where steep mountain range rise up to the vast Himalayan plateau. China has experienced a string of natural disasters in recent months, some following extreme weather events such as sudden, heavy downpours.
A South Korean ruling party lawmaker was attacked on a street in Seoul's upscale Gangnam district on Thursday by an unidentified assailant. The report said the 40-year-old Bae Hyun-jin was struck with an object believed to be a blunt instrument and was taken to hospital, adding that her condition was not life-threatening.
The attack comes just about a month after the country's opposition leader Ji Jae-myung was stabbed in the neck while talking to reporters in the port city of Busan. He underwent surgery and returned to work on January 17th. Bae, a former news anchor, was spokeswoman to President Yoon Suk-yeol when he was the president-elect. Several high-profile South Korean politicians have been attacked in public in recent years. Song Yong-gil, who led the Democratic Party before Lee, was struck in the head with a blunt object in 2022.
Wrapping up the Nightline, Japan's Aerospace Exploration Agency on Thursday published the first color images from the moon landing mission last Saturday, showing the smart lander for investigating moon craft sitting intact on the rocky gray surface. Dubbed the Moon Sniper because of its pinpoint technology, the unmanned craft had landed around 55 meters from its target. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Hendigui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.